Welcome back to Self-Help. In this video, I'm going to be taking these dents out of my fridge while mixing in some good metaphors about psychology and therapy. Let's see how this goes. So, just a couple weeks ago, my youngest daughter put this gigantic dent, it's like a giant dent scratch, right into our freezer door, and then this guy's been here for quite some time. We have no idea where this one came from, but they're real eyesores. They look terrible. We've had this fridge for only like 2 years. We love it. We don't love the dents. So I bought this kit. It got all this stuff. It even came with like a hot glue gun, which I hope I'll be able to use correctly. I'm talking like mini hammer stuff. I don't know what most of this stuff does, but we'll see how it goes. It's kind of like how sometimes you might have a dent in your life, right? Or maybe a dent in your relationship, and you need the right tools to get those out. And sometimes you need a professional's help. At the end of this video, we might see that I need a professional's help to get these dents out. So yeah, I've got the hot glue gun heating here. First step, I guess, let me grab these instructions. These aren't helpful at all. There we go. All right, so you put the hot glue on the thing, and then you use this to pull it out. When it comes to fixing a dent, you always want to start with a clean surface because we're going to be using some glue to pull these dents out. And if the glue is only sticking to whatever dirt or grime is on the dent, then it's not going to pull the metal itself. Just like how sometimes when you want change to stick, you almost need to let go of different things that may have built up in the past, different resistances, different issues that are keeping you from that healing process, right? And so we're going to use alcohol for this, but maybe alcohol isn't the best option for you in your own journey to healing. In fact, I would go so far to say that alcohol probably is not going to be a very good long-term solution. It's just not. So got our alcohol here because alcohol in this, great. Alcohol for you in healing, not so great. So give it a couple sprays, and looks nice and about the same. Yeah, stainless steel. I don't understand why it's called stainless steel. If you know why it's called stainless steel, let me know in the comments, because I feel like with stainless steel appliances, you just look at it wrong, and there's fingerprints, streaks, watermarks, everything. It's not that stainless. It gets stained all the time, right? So I don't understand. That's one of the things I don't understand. Just like there's probably a lot of things about our own brain and psychology that most people don't understand. And I think psychologists even themselves don't understand a lot. Anyway, now I'm rambling. So there's all these different bits, and my understanding is that we just need to put some glue on this. Yeah. It's kind of like picking the right therapist. It takes a little bit of time. Sometimes you don't get it right the first time or the second time, but it's really just trying to find what fits for you. And honestly, this is as small as it gets, so this is the winner. One thing I want to do, let me grab this Sharpie here. I saw this in one of the videos where they kind of drew a little circle around the dents. So there's that guy right there. I hope this Sharpie can come off. We'll see at the end of the video, but honestly, it's not going to make it look any worse than it already is. So there we go. Those are our dents. Okay, hot glue time. Here is my hot glue. Ooh, this stuff is hot. You just kind of Okay, let's see. All right, nothing's happening. Am I an idiot? Oh, nope, nothing. Is it hot? I don't want to test it. Huh. Oh, do I have to like keep... Great, I should have gone to hot glue gun school. Oh, I'm feeling a little more. So there's going to be a on switch that you're going to want to push. Idiot. Okay. Hey, you know what? While that's heating up, that might be a good time to talk about self-talk. You may have heard me call myself a few names there. I feel like my self-talk has gotten to a place where it hasn't really changed from what it's always been, even since becoming a therapist. But what has changed is how seriously I take my self-talk. So I noticed the other day even that I'll be working on something or doing something and I'll call myself like a moron or an idiot. Terrible things that I would never say to anybody else. But it doesn't really bother me because I don't know, that's just the language I've always kind of used with myself. But instead of letting it, like get me down and really, let it bother me, I just kind of just roll with it. Like, okay, it doesn't, I don't really give it a second thought. Whereas some people struggle because it gets to this point where the different things that they say or the different thoughts that run through their head, they take very seriously, and it gets them down. It gets them thinking that, oh man, I really am incompetent and I'm not capable of doing things, So what I found is that if we can kind of, let those thoughts just run through, not hold to them very tightly, then that can be pretty helpful, because in all actuality, that's exactly what they are. They're just thoughts, just words or thoughts, and they only carry the amount of meaning or power that we give them. So I don't give my thoughts or my self-talk that much power, because I know what it is, and it doesn't have to determine anything. It doesn't have to mean anything. So the hot glue gun is still heating up. I'm gonna click a quick pause on this video, see if I can fix this little thing while this is heating up so you don't have to keep hearing me ramble on about stuff. We'll be right back. Okay, before I get too sidetracked by everything else in this kitchen, we're gonna give it another go with this hot glue gun. Now that I switched it to the on position, oh yeah, yep, I think it's feeling warm to the touch. Oh yeah, this is definitely, oh okay, there it comes out. This is definitely what I was expecting the last time I tried this. So give it some good hot glue on there. I hope that's sufficient. And then according to the videos, just stick it right there. I'm gonna hold it there for a sec. I don't know how long I should hold it. We'll just see. It's kind of like sometimes you don't know how long you should try medication before switching to different medication regimen, or maybe sometimes you don't know how long you should try something in therapy before realizing that maybe it's not most effective for you, right? So sometimes you just gotta kind of feel for it. I'm gonna let go now. Oh no, that feels, oh yeah, that's not going anywhere. Which is kind of scary. I think it comes off. I guess that's why we have scrapers. So, okay, next step is I take this and, okay. I hope no one's watching this as like a good tutorial of how to actually do this, because I realized that you can't see anything. So my understanding is that we kind of tighten this, give it a little pull, and then, oh yeah, you can see it kind of moving. I don't know what that does. I see it in the other videos I watch. There's some guys who just like crank it, loud popping noise, and then it like pops out, and then there's other guys who are like just kind of get a little squeezy. The squeezy method seems to be most effective based on the videos I watched, so we'll try it. But if you think about it, right now I am reversing the pressure that caused the original dent, right? There was pressure that pushed against the metal. Because of the nature of stainless steel, it's stayed like that. It's like something traumatic happened to this stainless steel. And for a long time, those dents and those scars stay there. And sometimes I'm sure this process isn't very comfortable for the fridge. I'm pulling against it the other way, and that's got to be kind of stressful and a little scary. And maybe that's what you have to do with your own trauma, right? Is not that you want to fight against it, but I mean we're applying this process directly to the dent and addressing the problem right where it is, right? I'm not trying to do anything anywhere else on the fridge but the actual dent. So, all right, I'm just gonna, does a little pop. I don't know if it was the glue coming off or what, but I'm just gonna keep giving it little squeezes. Okay. Part of me just wants to crank it. I'm really tempted to do that. I don't know why. I shouldn't. I don't know why I keep thinking I want to do that. Ah! Okay, I did it. Oh man, that's the reaction that's just gonna be one for the record books, isn't it? Okay, so the glue is still there, which, not to worry, that's what happened in the other videos. So I am going to use our rubbing alcohol here and try to this stuff is really on there. Just like sometimes you might have different experiences, different thoughts and emotions that seem like they just stick with you, and no matter how hard you try, they don't come off. So then it's not necessarily about the pressure, but about the strategy you use to make it so that those don't have to be part of you anymore. Okay, but this is really stuck on there. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now it's just coming off in pieces. Hey, you know what? I mean, I don't know if you guys can see this. It's hard to see anything because this stuff is still there. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay. It's definitely not dented in like it was. It's glue. Okay. The process of change is painful sometimes, guys. It's uncomfortable. Man, there we go. All right. And as luck would have it, it seems it popped out or like reversed. So now it's like sticking out, which I think is why it comes with this little hammer and these little black things that are meant to pound it back into place. I don't know. I guess sometimes you overcorrect and you need to be hammered back down. That yeah, never mind. There's no good metaphor for that, but All right, let's finish getting all this glue off because there's like this tiny speck here. It's bothering me. Okay, I see what we got here. All right, well, it's definitely different. I can't tell if it's better or worse, but it's definitely different. Huh. So interesting. Well, we'll come back to that. Let's give it another go with this bad boy. Promising with that first one, right? I mean, there is definitely change, and we like change because if you want different results, you got to change something, right? If there's something in your life that you're not satisfied with, you wish was different, whatever it might be, there's got to be some change that happens, right? These dents weren't going to come out just by me wishing that they would come out. I had to take action, right? All right, feels like it's pretty good stuck in there. So once again, maybe I'll rotate this so you can see kind of what it looks like. If it pops again and it scares me again, then that's just silly because I know it's coming. So I'm pulling it. Maybe you can see. I can see from my angle that it's at least pulling the metal out, right? So I know it's coming, so it's like worse. It's gonna happen. I can feel it. There it is. Oh man. I'm worried this didn't do anything. But you know what? Sometimes the first day you try something, even the first week or first month you try to change, doesn't do anything, right? So that doesn't mean that it's time to give up or that you're beyond hope. It just means that you either need to find the right way, and maybe the right way in this situation for me is calling a professional or buying a new fridge. Who knows? But it could also mean that I just need to give this more try, or I need to change my approach with these tools, or try reading the actual instruction manual, figuring out the different bits. You know, there's so many different options here where I might be tempted to give up, but I'm not going to. Okay, I'm gonna get that in just a second. So this is different. I'm gonna see if I can continue to fix it a little bit, because I mean you can still see it, and maybe that's what these bad boys are for. You know, little stuff going on. I don't know how this doesn't make it worse, but I don't ask questions. So I'm gonna keep working on this, and we'll check back in after I really give it a go and experiment with it. So here's the change. All right, so I've spent way too much time on this, and let's check out what we've got here. So obviously didn't work perfectly, right? The big dent is obviously still there, and this little one, I mean, it's hard to tell because getting the glue off is the single worst part of doing this. So this one though, I mean, I think it's smaller. Yeah, it definitely looks smaller than it was. All right, I'm not mad. Honestly, I look at this and it's definitely better. There's a huge improvement. It's not perfect, but they're better. The worst part by far was scraping the glue off. I don't know if you can see, but my knuckles are all bloody. There was even a little bit of blood dripping down on the fridge a little bit ago because when I would scrape and the scraper would slip, my knuckles would scrape across the hardened glue. And that was painful, but especially because the alcohol would get into it. Anyway, change is painful. And this, you know, I'm happy with it because it's less, and that's maybe all I can expect right now. Given the tools that I have, that's what I have right now, and that's okay. And it's kind of like in life. Sometimes there are different things that we want to change, or even dents that we want to pull out, different traumas or issues that we're struggling with, addiction, you know, whatever it might be. We might work really hard, because I worked really hard to even get it to where it is right now, even though it's not perfect. Yeah, sometimes we work really hard, but the dents are still there in our life, and that's okay, because for me, I mean, I still have a fridge. My fridge still works. This is, yeah, it's annoying and I hate looking at it. And every time I pass by the fridge and I look at it, it bothers me, but they're a little better, and I can learn to be okay with where they're at. And honestly, after doing this, I'm starting to accept that it might never be perfect or like how it was before. And that's okay. And I think it's really similar to a lot of the issues we might be facing in our own life. Whether it's mistakes we've made, traumatic things that have happened to us, whatever it might be, we can try our best to fix them, and they might not completely go away. But that's okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep you guys updated on this if you're super interested in it. I might try to buy some different sized bits to help, or think about getting a professional in here. But the more I think about it, the more I'm coming to terms with the fact that it might never go back to how it was. It might never be perfect, but that's okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know if it's going to be a huge flop or what. We'll see. But again, thanks for being here. Take care, and I'll see you next time.